We have got speed rounds. It is a fun, quick-paced workout where we're going to be working on an upper body move, a lower body move, and then a core move. We're going to go through and do 2 laps of those exercises before moving on to the next pod of 3 exercises. Once we've completed all 3 pods of 3 exercises, we'll then go through for the final speed round where we're then going to go into that overload portion and really work ourselves. If we can get a bit of a quicker pace, then we go for it. We're going to do it with good form, good correct execution, and we're going to point in all the things that we've learned over the week into that final speed round to make sure we don't injure ourselves and we can get those reps in and we really go into fatigue. So we've got the timer on the screen. When it's green, it means go. When it's red, it means stop. Make sure you've got your weights on hand, either 1 heavy weight and 2 light weights, because we're going to be using the cans, and make sure you've got some water nearby as well. So let's get started. I'm going to get the timer going on the screen. We're starting how we always love to start, in a lunge and twist. Arms on that shelf, big step forward, starting at the back of the mat, and then twisting towards that bent knee. And we're here for a minute, really focusing on form. I love the lunge and twist so much because it's just a great way to get everything moving, everything working in the right order, starting from the legs to the spine, and then we're also working on keeping those arms on that level shelf. I think a couple of us can lift our arms up even higher on that shelf. When we've got our arms on the shelf, it's to prevent ourselves from doing this, from having a rounding in our upper back, yeah? So those who have sat down at a desk a lot, they're going to be crouching over towards that front knee more. This is bad form, what I'm doing now. So really work on keeping those arms up, keeping that chest lifted, tensing your bum, driving through the back leg as much as you're driving through the front leg. Last couple of reps here. And then we're going to go into our walkout. So rolling through the hands, warming up the wrist. Let's get a lovely walkout on the go, all the way to the end. Hold it there, all the way back up. And let's keep this going. All the way down, rolling through the palms, warming up the wrist gradually, and then rolling all the way back up. Breathing really deep. So keep it coming, keep those rolls happening. We've got another 30 seconds in this position, and I just want to make sure that you're getting the wrist nice and warmed up. So one of our first moves today is going to be a press up spring back, how we were doing on Tuesday for that combo move. We're now just going to be doing it at a bit of a quicker pace. Remember, you can do the press up on your knees when we go into that move later on. You don't need to do it with straight legs, and you'll find the wider the feet, the more support you have, the closer together, the more core. So now, let's come into a standing position, and we're just going to get that core lit up a bit more by going in for those nice knee tucks. Keeping the elbows high still, reaching the elbows to the knees. A great low impact bit of cardio to get that heart rate up. You can go as quick here as you like. But what I don't want to see again is just trying to reach your elbow down to your knee. Keep the elbows up high. Make that strong man or woman pose, and then you're just going to tuck in the knee. Keep it quick. And we are going to be getting in some punching today. So remember, if you've got any of that anger, you're going to channel it into that punching. And that way we're going to get an even better workout. Perfect. So go wide on the feet here. Let's get a cross hack squat going. Everyone stand side onto your mat. And we're just going to drift from left to right, really wide on the feet, sinking low, opening up in the hips, opening up in the hips. Keep that chest lifted. Can you get any lower? Can we get any lower? And those who want to make it a bit harder now, never fully stand up. Just drift from left to right, from left to right. Good work, keep this coming. Keep that lovely drift happening. Can you sink a little lower? Can we sink a little lower? I think a couple of us can go wider on the feet, even wider. Keep those arms up on a shelf, and you're just drifting as if you were levitating. Brilliant work. Okay, from now, we're just going to warm up the wrists a little bit more. So let's come down to the ground, and we're just going to work in that down dog position, loosen up the hamstrings. So what we're going to do is a tabletop to a down dog. So stack the hands under the shoulders, knees shoulder width apart, lovely flat back. If you can get side onto your camera, perfect, I'll check your form. And then from there, knees are levitating, drive through the shoulder blades. Knees are levitating, drive through the shoulder blades. And we're just going for a couple of controlled reps here before we go into that press up spring back. And remember, for the press up spring back, you can do the press ups on the knees. Last couple here. Really pushing through the shoulder blades here, away from the body. How far away and how flat can you keep that back? Really engaging those shoulder blades. And last one. Okay, stay down on the ground. So we're going to get ready for the press up spring back. You can do the press up on the knees. Hands go nice and wide here, feet go nice and wide. Start in a plank position, and then you're going to do the one press down to the ground, and then after the press up, spring all the way back into the heels. Let's go. So you can do the press up on the knees, and then straighten the legs, plank, push all the way back. Hips go in between your feet. Press up, and spring back. Let's see it. How are we all doing, team? We're looking good. Get that press. Get that spring. Think of it as two separate movements. Don't rush into one after the other. You really want to separate this here. Keep it controlled. Keep the elbows tight to the body. Watch out for the hips being too high or too low. You want to be tensing your bum, tensing your core. Time. Okay, we're going on to the next move, and it's going to be a reverse lunge into a Romanian deadlift. So we're going to do 2 reverse lunges. Lock the weight into your chest here, or hold it in the center line of your body, and start at the front of your mat. 2 big steps back, 1, 2, and then you're going to hinge over for 2, lower the weight, 1, 2, keep the shoulders pat back, raise it to the chest, 1, 2, lower the weight down through the center line of the body, 1, 2. So we're doing 2 and 2, 2 reverse lunges. For the reverse lunge, you're locking it into the chest. For the Romanian deadlifts, you're letting it glide next to the shins, soft bend in the knees. You want to feel like you're tearing your hamstrings a little bit. 1, 2. I reckon we could go a bit wider on the feet for those reverse lunges. Some of us are looking like we're on a catwalk. 2. Not to say you couldn't be. Time. We're now going into our canned move. So, just how we did the other day, we're now just going to punch it out from left to right, here for 45 seconds. If you want to make it harder, I want you to pivot on that back foot. Get the breathing going. It's a good cardio move, but I want you to twist through your core here. This is our core move. So I'm pivoting on that back foot. I'm trying to twist through my core. I'm working the arms as well as working the core. And we're really going for it here. Let that anger out. Let's punch, let's punch, let's punch. Keep it quick, keep it rapid. No one slow it down. You're all doing brilliantly. Yes, arms are staying in the shoulder line. Keep them in the shoulder line. Time. Okay, we're going right back into that press up spring back. Get ready, get steady. We're off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hands either side of the shoulders, wide feet. Come down to the ground. A couple of us are still getting ready. Press up, spring back. And if you are really struggling with this move, you can just do the spring back. Not a problem. Or even just the press up. Try to do the combo. And really try to get those controlled reps in. Working at that even tempo. Keeping the hands stacked under the shoulders. Doing great, everyone. Don't slow down. I can see we're all putting in the hustle. Friday is the day to get it done. Time. Okay, get ready for the reverse lunge. 2 Romanian deadlift. Start at the front of your mat. Pick a challenging weight And remember, keep it in the center line of your body, and you're just going to take 2 big steps back. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart or wider. 1, 2, lower the weight, soft bend in the knees. 1, keep the shoulders pat back. 2, into the center line. Keep it coming. Lovely controlled lunges there. Everyone's going for that reverse lunge. Working with that control, lowering it down. So really work with keeping it nice and tight to the body every time you pull it back up to your chest. Imagine you're doing up your jacket as if you're zipping it up. Time. Get ready for punching. Let out that anger. We're going to pivot on the back foot again. Let's get the heart rate up here. I want anger. I want aggression. I want that Friday feeling through some punching. Get the arms up. Let's go. Hold your cans and go for it. Pivot on the back foot here. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the arms in the eye line, in the shoulder line. Focus on nothing else but the punching and the pivot. Punch, pivot, punch, pivot. Keep it quick. Can you go faster? Always bring your hand back to your shoulder here. The quicker you go, the more you're going to work that core. We've got a load of Muhammad Ali's in the house and Rocky Balboas, and time. Okay, quick recovery. We're going to get ready to go into our next move. Keep your canned goods in hand. Just to get warmed up, let's get some rotator cuff action. So arms are going to come up to your side. This is additional work. You don't need to do it unless you really want to. And we're just going to go up and down, up and down. So let's just get that lovely up and down on the go. Arms are at right angles, and we're just working the rotator cuffs before we go into our Y raise and then our back fly. So we're just rotating through the shoulders. We're here for up to a minute, and you can feel a light burn in the rotator cuff when we're doing this. This is a great rehab move. It's a great move for posture. And we're looking at getting over 20 reps here, if we can. We're using this as active recovery to catch our breath. But we're still tensing your bum, tensing your core. A couple of us, our elbows are flying all over the place. Try to keep the elbows in line with the shoulders. Okay, you can keep going for this move. I'm just going to show you the next one, or you can recover, whatever you prefer. So we're going to go into the chair pose, where we're bending at the knees, lovely flat back, and then we're going to start off with a Y raise, all the way up, then we'll come back down into a fly. So you're going into the Y, into the fly. Hands are always returning to the knees. We're off in 10 seconds. Everyone stand side onto the camera so I can just check your form quickly. I want to see lovely flat backs. Roll the shoulder blades back and down a couple of times. Feet are shoulder width apart. And we're hinging over. Y raise and then back fly. Yes. And then keep facing the ground here. From what I can see, we've got lovely form. We're all looking good. I can see a couple of people are adding a little bit of a rock on the go. So if you can control, so what I don't want to see is this. We're not bouncing all over the place, throwing our arms around. Tense that body, squeeze your bum, squeeze your legs. Drive your feet into the ground as if you're trying to make sure you're not going to move from that spot. Keep tension in the arms in the last 20 to 10% of that movement. Tense at the top. Tense at the top. Okay, we're going into a body weight move. It's going to be a frog squat, low pulse ladder. So we're going to do 1 of each, then 2 of each, then 3 of each, then 4 of each. So first we're going to get into that frog squat pose. Feet shoulder width apart, elbows on the inside of the knees. We're going to do 1 here, 1, and then 1 pulse. Then we're going to do 2 frog squats. 1, 2, then we're going to do 2 pulses. 1, 2, 3. 3 pulse. 1, 2, 3. So we're always adding in 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Frog squat, pulse. 4, 5. Watch out for your back here. A lot of people are going to want to roll over. You're not going to let it. It's all happening in the knees here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember whatever number you got to. When we come back round to that in the second lap, we're going to work our way back down. We're now going to head into our high boat, low boat, cocoon. So lay down on the ground. We're starting in a high boat. So that means we're up here, high boat, low boat, reach the shoes, tuck everything in. High boat, low boat, reach the shoes, tuck everything in. High boat, low boat, reach the shoes, tuck everything in. So you're keeping your head off the ground. We're keeping our legs and feet off the ground. It's a hard move. Start high, go low, tuck your knees in, touch your shoes. Start high, go low, tuck your knees in, reach for your shoes. Keep that head off the floor. It's a tough move, this one. For the second lap, we can do it holding onto our canned goods. Okay, let's get ready for that second lap. We're coming into our Y raise and our back fly. Grab your canned goods. Get ready, get steady. We're expecting perfect form on this second lap. Y raise and then back fly. Lovely flat back. I'm checking. Get a good pace now if you can. Yes. Okay, I can see a couple of people who have got lovely arm position, but I can see a very slight rounding in that upper back portion. So be really careful of that very slight rounding in the upper back. You're just going to have to consciously lift through the sternum, pin the shoulder blades back, and keep facing dead on in front of you. You don't need to arch your head at the screen. Follow the sound of my voice. Looking good now. If you can hinge over even more so your body's almost parallel to the ground, then we're golden. Time. Woo. You're getting through this today. We're back in that ladder, in the frog squat, in the low pulse. I got to 6. Work from wherever you got up to. We're now going to work our way down. So I'm going to start on 6, and then I'm going to count my way down. So 1, 2. Low pulse, arms on shelf. And we put our arms on a shelf to stop our back from rolling. Arms on a shelf. Keep it going. Breathe deep. Last one. Okay, high boat, low boat, cocoon. Grab your canned goods if you can. Woo! Start on that high boat. Okay. High boat, low boat, cocoon. Start on the high boat, driving your lower back into the ground. Low boat, cocoon. High boat, low boat, cocoon. High boat, low boat, cocoon. You make it challenging by seeing how low you can go while keeping tension in your stomach the entire time. Last couple. Time. Brilliant work, team. Okay, we're going to get ready for that next move, and we're going into a swan and then a reverse plank. So you can put your canned goods away. We're just going to warm up in a Superman position right now. So what I want to see you do is you're going to lay down on your stomach, and the swan is going to be where we're reaching back, trying to touch your shoes like so. That's our swan pose. So this is going to be one of the first moves that we come into. Swan into that quick changeover, that reverse plank. Right now, just lay on the ground. And let's just work with that scapular engagement, lifting the chest off the floor, arms forwards, arms back, keep them off the ground. Arms forwards, arms back, tense your bum. Arms forwards, arms back. We're going to do this till there's 30 seconds on the clock. Just warming up those shoulder blades, warming up our upper and mid back. Great for posture, great for back health. Keep it going. Don't touch the ground. And time. Quick breather. Quite happily have a cobra. Have a moment. Relax however you want for the next 30 seconds. So like I said, it's all about this quick changeover. We're going to have a 2-second hold at each position. 2-second swan. And I just want you to roll over really quick. 2-second reverse plank. When you're in the reverse plank, you can let your hands face towards your feet. And you're just going to drive up nice and high. And then we're just going to turn over onto our front, into the swan. Drive up really high. 1, 2, switch it over. 1, 2, switch it over. Try to change the direction, you keep turning. 1, 2, switch it over. It's all about the changeover. 1, 2, keep it quick. 1, 2. Come on everyone, I think we can lift higher. I think a couple of us can lift higher. Use it as 2 moments to tense harder and harder. So I'm going to go 1, 2, switch it over. Yes, looking good. 1, 2, and recover. We're coming into starting at the front of your mat. 2 rhino lunges, reverse, and then 2 forwards lunges. So start at the back of your mat, sorry. Rhino lunges, where you're going to kick your ankle out away from the body. And then you're just going to go for 2 forwards lunges right after. So 2 rhino in a reverse, where you bring your leg backwards and out. 1, 2, and then 2 forwards. 1, 2. 2 rhino. If you're struggling with a rhino, change it into a reverse lunge, not a problem. 1, 2. And we're always fully standing up. Kicking that ankle off the mat, away from the body. Hips are square on. Got a good distance between your feet. Really rocking into it with control. Time. Okay, we're coming into reverse crunch, opposite toe taps, 6 of each. So lay down on the ground, reverse crunch, we're laying here, and we're just gonna tuck everything in. 6 times, 3, 4, 5, 6, reach everything out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse crunch, tuck the knees in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kick everything out. 1. Don't let your arms or feet touch the ground. Tuck it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't stop. 5, 6. One more round. And breathe. Coming into the second lap of that third pod, and then we've got speed rounds on the go. Swan to the reverse plank. Start in the swan or the reverse plank. Let's go. So drive it up. 1, 2. Quick changeover. All about that quick changeover. 1, 2. Keep it even faster. Woo. Getting dizzy. 1, 2. 1, 2. Keep it quick. Push higher. Push higher. Yes, everyone. Keep that head back in the reverse plank. Looking good. Last couple of seconds. Last 1, 1, 2. Okay. We're coming into the rhino and the 2 forwards. So remember, for that rhino, Ankle is out and away from the body. Grab your weight. Let's get ready. And we are off. 2 rhinos, 2 forwards lunges. Let's go. Work with your breathing. Work with that control. Try not to bounce into it. Control that lower. Control that raise. Keep a good distance between your feet. Everyone keeping their chest up tall. Keeping that weight locked into the center of your chest. I'm looking. I'm checking. We are looking good. We're looking strong, team. I think a couple of us have got our feet a bit close together. You can go the width of your mat with your feet, so don't get them so tight up. Imagine you've got that kettlebell just resting between them and it can't touch. So we're into our next move. We're going in for the reverse crunch, opposite toe taps, 6 and 6. Lay down on the ground. Imagine your feet on a trampoline. Let's go. Spring it up. 1, 2, 3. Wide on the elbows. 4, 5, 6. Kick it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try not to let those legs touch the ground. When you're in the opposite toe tap, kick it out. Last couple of rounds. Then we've got our speed round. Last one, come on. Grind it out. 4. And time. Okay, have a moment. Compose yourself. We've got the speed round coming up. That means nothing but hard work, good form. You already know what's coming. We're just going to go through all 9 moves now with less rest for a longer duration. If you want a sip of water, now's the time to have it. I want you to compose yourself. Take a minute. If you're laying down on the mat, you're here for another 40 seconds. Just concentrate on your breathing, slowing down that heart rate. Think of this as like a power nap right now. You're going to recharge your batteries as much as you can in the next 30 seconds till we get ready for that first move, which is going to be a press up spring back. So just go through the checklist of your body. What's hurting? What feels okay? I've already got a good sweat on. We've got 50 seconds till we start off. Really fill up those lungs. Deep breath. Brilliant work. If you want a quick sip of water, now's the time to have a quick sip of water. I'm going to open a window quickly before things heat up way too quickly. And I'm also going to have a quick sip. And we're going off into that press up spring back for the first move. So make sure your hands stay stacked in line with the shoulders. They don't want to be in front of, they don't want to be behind. They just want to be about 45 degrees in line with the shoulders. And let's get ready to rumble, team. Press up spring back. And then we're into our 2 reverse lunges on our Romanian deadlift. This is the round that we want to make challenging, we want to make tough. Let's go, we're here for 50 seconds. Press up, spring back, you've recharged, we're off, we're zooming. How many can you do right now? Really go rapid. Get that chest to the ground. I want everyone going at 100%. You've just charged your batteries, you're feeling good, you're feeling energized. You guys stay fit. You all stay active. You keep coming to these classes and your body thanks you for it. May not feel like it at the end. Maybe asking, what on earth have you done? But I can promise you, it's all for the better. Like I always say, this is my passion. I absolutely love it. It means the world to me that you all show up throughout the week to keep yourselves fit and healthy. Okay, time. Flew through that one. We're going into 2 reverse lunges, 2 Romanian deadlifts. See if you can go for a challenging weight. Keep it locked into the center line of the body. Start at the front of the mat. 2 reverse lunges. Keep that chest up. 2 Romanian deadlifts. Soft bend in the knees. Everyone should have good form. Yeah. I can see a couple of us who are still a bit tight in that reverse lunge. So really, throw back that leg. Keep that chest lifted. Try not to hinge or bend in your back whatsoever in this reverse lunge. Last 15 seconds. Go quick. We're doing a solid tempo. This is the speed portion of speed rounds. We're using what we've learned from pods 1, 2 and 3 and we're putting it into practice and time. We're now going into our punching. So get ready. Grab your canned goods. It's time to get angry. It's time to get mean. We are off. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pivot on that back leg. This is our cardio move right now. Cardio and core. Killer. You only get as much as you give out. So the harder you work, the more your body will receive the benefits. Try pivot on that back foot. Deep breaths with every punch. Come on, deep breaths. You want to sound like a steam engine. 10 more seconds, go quicker. Time. Oh yeah, I'm all over the place. Okay, we're getting ready for the Y raise and the back fly. Hinge over, soft bend in the knees, feet shoulder width apart. And then you're going for that lovely Y raise. Chin's tucked, back fly. Y raise, back fly. Really grounded in the feet, really working on that pinch. Yes, okay, still a couple of us who could hinge over even more, add a bit more of a soft bend in the knee. The more of a bend you add in the knee, the more accommodating this move gets. If I'm doing this with a straight leg, I'm gonna have a rounding in my back, I'm gonna be here, it's gonna be very uncomfortable. Bend the knees, stick out the bum, keep that back flat, raise it out, up, and out, getting that pinch every time. Pinching as if you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades, keeping that lovely flat back, keeping the shoulders packed down and away from the body. And time. Okay, we're now going into our ladder with the frog squat and the low pulse. We're going to see how high we can get, starting from 0. So knees on the inside of elbows, feet shoulder width apart. Let's squat down, here we go. And we're starting at 1, 2. I'm not going to count out loud because everyone's going to be working at a slightly different speed. Get a good bounce. Make sure you're feeling that stretch in the hamstrings and glutes. Every time you hinge up, try to keep your chest locked into your thighs. When we're on the frog squat, this is a pain maker. Come on. Finish it off on the pulse. And then we're getting ready for our high boat, low boat, cocoon. Lay down on the ground, grab your canned goods if you want. Start on the high boat, lay down, high boat, low boat, cocoon, all over again. High boat, low boat, cocoon. See if you can get quicker. Keep that lower back in contact with the ground. Core is in constant tension. Last one. Okay. We're now into the swan and the reverse plank with that rapid changeover. I'm putting my baked beans down. Whew. I'm going into a swan. You all should be too. Lay on your stomach. Quick changeover, let's go. 1, 2, turn it over. Whew. 1, 2, turn it over. 1, 2, lift up higher in the chest. Everyone lift high. Quick changeover. Really open up through those shoulders. Should feel like a stretch in the pecs. Oh, things are clicking. It's natural. Things click. As long as it's not agonizing pain. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Work with that pain threshold. And we're going to make it even higher. Time. Okay, we're in our 2 rhino lunges, 2 forwards lunges. Grab your heavy weight. Start at the back of the mat. Woo. Let's go. So 2 rhinos. Ankles out and away from the body. 2 forwards. 2 rhinos. 2 forwards. Anyone want to make it a bit harder for the last 30 seconds? Stay low, don't fully stand up. Keep the knees bent. Keep the knees bent. I can see a couple of us who are quite tight up on the legs. Let's spread our feet wider apart. I want to see a gap between your knees. Keep that, there you go, that's better. There, we've all repositioned. Watch out for your chest if you're staying low. And time. We're going into our last move. Reverse crunch, opposite toe tap. So it's like your feet are on a trampoline, we're springing up. Woo. Laying down on the ground. Reverse crunch. Let's go. 6 and 6. 1, 2, 3. Wide elbows. Reach it out. Keep it coming. Really quick. You should be going all out right now. This is speed rounds. Make it count. I know you all are, come on. Okay, 15-second breather, then we're going to turn onto our front, come into plank hip dips. If you struggle with a hip dip, quite happily hold a regular plank. We're going to be on our forearms, feet are going to be nice and tight together. Woo. Let's turn over on our front. Hey, and we're in here for the next minute, hip dipping it out. Let's go. Oh. So forearms on the ground, you're dipping from left to right. We're here till the clock says 4 minutes 30. Don't stop, keep moving. The feet are tight together. You're pushing through the ground. We're working our obliques. You're pivoting on your tiptoes, keeping them quite tight together. And we're keeping the hips up, low, high and low, high and low. We've still got 20 seconds. Can't stop, won't stop. You're not clamping your hands together. Breathing really deep. You're doing great. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Come into a child's pose. Wide on the knees. Sink the hips back. Hold it here for pause. Let's recover. Feet touching. And just breathe. Well done, everyone. Another successful Friday speed rounds. I can't even talk. Just breathe. Fill up the lungs. We can now start to focus on recovery.
So, because we've just finished on some core intensive moves, we'll first start off in a moment after we get into some side body to stretch out the core. So, stay in child's pose and then reach your hands over to the left, driving your body to the opposite side. Hold it here for 10. Breathing really deep. Okay, let's switch it over. Other side, shuffle your hands over towards the right. Hold it here for 10. Your head can be resting on the floor. You're still pulling your hips back. You want to be feeling this through the left hand side while our hands are over to the right. And then shuffle them back. We're going to come into a cobra. So let the hips move forwards. Dive them into the floor. Snuggle the feet if they're close together. And then just settle into this position. Gently. Just add that little bit of a twist at your own pace. Maybe shuffle the hands back a little bit more. Ooh. Adding that gentle twist. Okay, now we're just going to really work on keeping that chest lifted. Keep the head up. Tuck the toes under. Into a down dog. And really work with that lovely flat back. You can have a soft bend in the knees here. Really pushing through the shoulder blades. And really slowly start to pedal those feet forwards. Really, really slowly. Over 20 little steps. We're not in a rush whatsoever. You're stretching out your calves. We're keeping a really flat back. Okay, go wide on the stance. Woo.
What if there's something else I can help you with?
Stay wide on the stance.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
And we're just going to drift from right to left. You can have a soft bend in your knees if your hands aren't touching the ground. They don't need to. We're just drifting from left to right. In a moment, we're going to come into a flat back position. So bring your hands to your lower back. Roll up through the shoulders. Work with that lovely flat back position. And add that gentle pulse just in the center while keeping that flat back. And now just drift from right to left again while keeping the flat back. Very soft bend in the knees. We're just wide on the feet, there you go. Yeah, working with that lovely flat back. Brilliant, okay. Stay in the center line. Snuggle your feet in a little bit. We're just going to let the arms drop down, roll through the back again. How far down to the ground can you get? Just hang here. And now really, really slowly start to peel up. Where we're going to reach up nice and high. We're going to start by going into two side body. So reach up nice and high. And then from there, I just want you to drop the right arm and then look up at the left arm. Switch it over. Take your time with this. Both arms up. Hold it here for a moment, wiggle those fingers. Take that moment to give yourself some self-congratulations. You've all rocked it here today. And we're going to go in for two big swooping movements. How we love to finish every session. Tense everything on the way up. Tense, 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 tense. And 3, 2, 1. Reach it back. All the way down. Last one. Reach it back. Ooh. And well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in with today's speed rounds. We've always got more coming throughout the week. I say it once, I say it twice. Thank you so much for showing up.
It's my passion, I love doing it, and I hope that I keep you all coming back for more so that you can all keep on improving your fitness and your health and your well-being.